Hi everyone, my name is Ohima.
Hi everyone, my name is MC Otuoberima, and welcome to the PK podcast.
We hope you enjoy.
Why are you acting like a grandmama? Yeah,
It's
fine for the mom.
Yeah. Yeah, we're back again.
We're back again. Wow, what a wonderful week. Pensa. Right?
I actually got to see it was nice reuniting with everyone. It was wonderful.
Wow. Well, hey guys, thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. We cannot do this without you guys. So we really appreciate y'all.
Yes.
This is another one. We also want to take this opportunity and thank our sponsors, Kumasi Supermarket. You know what time it is? Go to African.market and order all your nice gari mix, yams, food, accessory. School is about to open. Go order some stuff. We ship. Don't go and do sweet ajele for anybody, like Ohimama said. Remember?
Yeah, and no DoorDash. This year at school, when you study kakra, not Wako Kitchen kakra, and you whip it up.
Chef.
You prepare yourself for marriage, yes.
Exactly. While you are cooking and doing things, don't forget to order Suya Lab too, so that you can add it to the stew, you can add it to the kinky, you can add it to the shito, you can add it to the, you know what I mean?
Can I say shout out to Suya Lab, because during Pensa I got my suya and I didn't eat it at Pensa, returned it, and I came back home. That was my breakfast.
I say, what should I do? Should I microwave it or should I grill it?
I didn't know like if they had already cooked it or if it was non-cooked, but I was ready to do I was just so ready that morning to eat it and see. God bless Suya Lab.
That's right. It's already packaged. Everything is done. You just microwave. Everything is done. And Trust J Events. Those that are getting married and you need a wonderful dance floor for your occasion, whatever it might be, they are the trusted in the business.
Beautiful racks, y'all. Exactly. Get Trust J Events.
All right, guys. Thank you. Today we have a wonderful guest. I don't know
if she's like that. No, let me introduce her.
Okay.
I am so happy for our guest that is coming on. She's literally our big sister. And I won't even say she's the original YouTuber. Let me say it like that. Before there was PK Pod, there was what was the show's name?
Mrs. Kiss Casa.
See? There was Mrs. Kiss Casa. Into the original YouTuber. Ladies and gentlemen, let's invite Mrs. Kiss. Oh, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
We had to beg her, pay her, whole PK.
Don't lie.
Yes, why not? Why not? Yeah. But we are here. I'm excited to be here. You guys are doing a wonderful job here. And it's one of the things that I look forward to every week. In fact, it doesn't come quick enough. So kudos to you guys and all your audience and all the guests that have been on. They've been amazing. And I can't wait. Like, I can't really wait. I don't know why I'm here, because I feel like I'm going to fall short of your guest list. But hey, I'm just here putting my 2 cents. Hey,
the original YouTuber, you have to even come and let us know how we're doing.
Exactly.
Are we falling short? Let us know.
No, you guys are doing great. Absolutely. Honestly, like, if you haven't put a camera before you to record or to do anything, to put anything out there, you think that this is easy. This is not easy. So you guys are doing it. Those who think that you're not doing it, let them try it. Put a camera on your face and try this and see how you're going to do. But I think we all appreciate you all.
And then she's talking from experience.
Oh yeah. But it's such we appreciate the effort. We appreciate the content. We appreciate the exposure. It's like, I look at this podcast as you know, somebody's jesting with somebody and they give you opportunity to come into it. Like you're having a good conversation with somebody and then they give you opportunity to listen in, So it's really cool for me. Every Friday night, that's my, Netflix and chill.
We're glad you enjoyed it. And honestly, she's one of our biggest supporters. You give us great advice, great criticism, and we truly appreciate you. So thank you.
You're welcome.
He's annoying too, so it is what
No,
it is.
You have
Yes.
to behave because I have
You Steph, go and ask your sisters and Caleb. They will tell you that you don't know. Anyways, guys, that's my sister. That's why I'm saying that. So if y'all don't know the reason why she's here, she's a PK, and we are from the same PK line. That's why. But she's always, I guess, it is what it is.
I think you have to learn a better way of introducing your big sister next time.
Well, okay, on the topic of introduction, can you give us an introduction of yourself? Who are you? Family life? Tell us. We want to get to know you.
Yes. Okay. My name is Rebecca Kisseadoo, also known as Rebecca NG previously. That's my maiden name. I am married to my wonderful husband, Victor Kisseadoo. We have 4 children. I am a Christian. I am a proud Church of Pentecost member.
Yes.
And I am thankful that my parents got to serve as ministers of the Church of Pentecost. And I think on that ticket, I have been called here as a guest on your show. And so I'm excited to talk about my experience and my journey and whatever questions you have for me. I don't know if they will be exactly perfect, but hey, let's see how I do.
Listen, this place, we deal with imperfections. That's the reason why we're here. Okay. We're not here to herald or showboat that because we're PKs, we are perfect. We are the most imperfect people on the planet. And that's why it's good for us to have this conversation. So
yeah,
we are actually happy that you came on. But let's go. How was Pensa? We saw Pensa. Everybody was there, meeting everybody, PKs, Pensa times.
We had our own PK circle in the back, dancing
yeah,
in the back.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that dance thing.
I think Pensa was great. I was very happy to have attended Pensa 24, release 24 in South Carolina. I think part of it was also meeting you guys and everybody and seeing how everyone has grown, both in faith and in physical and everything. And the atmosphere was really nice. And for a lot of PKs who you've been in church for a long time, as much as there are pros and cons to it, it's like your niche. Like you go in the presence of God and just enjoying it. It's literally fun, like party. Aside the spiritual aspect of it, it's also fun to be in the presence of God. And I really enjoyed. I think it was an all-round good program. It was spiritually packed. It was fun. The socialization was top notch. It was just great. It's just, I just enjoyed myself. I can't wait for the next one. Even though I think I'm really going out of the demographics, but hey.
I don't think there's a cutoff for the Pensa demographic. So far as you're an associate.
Yeah, but as long as I can get my mates, eventually it starts getting. If you don't get your
you get the auntie.
Yes. I'm officially an auntie now, especially when I went to Pensa. Everybody calls me an auntie, so now I'm okay with that because I think I've reached that stage and it's fine. I
Wait, you met your husband, Mr. Kiss, at Pensa? Kinda.
Yes. So yes, I Pensa. Yes, yes. I did. It was in Pensa 2007 in Ohio. We were in the bus, and that is when I first met him. But of course, it went through a lot of mailing, to send Kanika. We've gone through so all of that, the friendship, all that before we ended up getting married later on. But
did you do sweet ajele for him?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I have my lifetime to do it now, so why should I be rushing to do Sweetheart Jelly
Right.
when it's not? I don't have the title to do it, so I didn't do that.
Well,
But on the topic of you saying that you feel like there's people phasing out and the whole auntie stage, I do. One thing that came to mind was I wish more of the associates side of Pensa is actually seen, like the older generation, because Pensa is that it goes up to even past 30, and I think the influence and the mentorship of those who have already gone through university and gotten married, I think it we would all benefit from that at Pensa. So I do wish like more of those associates would come.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but there must be opportunities for them to feel comfortable too. But I'm
Okay.
sure that it's all in the works, and that
Mm.
our generation is we are special. A lot of things are evolving now, so I'm sure as we all come up with ideas and stuff, there will be a place because some of my mates may not necessarily feel very comfortable in other ministries, as in women's or men's ministry. And then at the same time, you don't fit into the youth in Pensa. So there's got to be some kind of accommodation to kind of, and that's what they started with the guild, a PPN stroke guild thing that's been launched. So hopefully that takes off, and we're all excited to be part of it. I mean, whatever is going on in the house of the Lord, we are excited, and in COP, we're excited. Hey, I'm
one
not.
thing I've realized, like we talking about that gap, the you guys thinking you're phasing off or phasing away, and then the new ones are coming. What I've noticed is with this is at Pensa, even the young ones were looking forward to also have some kind of bridge with the old ones too. It's like they want to look up to those that were.
No, but I think Then again, it's 4 days, so it's a short time for everything to happen at once. So
But
I
then
think,
on the grounds though,
yeah, I think it happens. We just have to, open up for more informal mentoring, and I think there
mhm.
is a place for that in the church. And both young people, should allow themselves to be mentored. And sometimes you have to seek it. You can't just sit there and wish that it happens. You have to, if you desire it, you have to look for it and
Mm-hmm.
ask to be mentored. And that is when you start, getting that connection with other people.
The reason why I was asking this, it's PKs, learning from PKs that have been PKs, like the generation of PKs that you are from, the 90s PKs or the 80s PKs, right? The loyalty, the understanding of towing the line, or living the Pentecostal pattern, and the new generation of PKs that are a little, hey, I know my rights, like you can't tell me nothing and I want to speak my mind. Balancing that, because I feel like that is where there's a lot of pull, I should say, or I've seen. How do you think we can bridge that, taking the same Pensa analogy, and bringing it into the PK spectrum?
Okay, so I guess your question is, how does the old generation PK relate to the new generation PK, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right. So, or some sort of provide mentoring or something of that sort.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So, first of all, we need to, in the words of one of the Pentecostal songs, it says, "Ofre ye, ofre kron kron, osoro fre." Omunim to. That's the new generation.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
Osoro fre no dia fre ye. So, first of all, that means that this call that is on your parents, it's a holy call. You need to understand that. It doesn't matter if you're born in 1980s or 1900s or 2000s. You have to know, even from the time of Prophet Samuel, it's a holy call. So you can't just, you're not an ordinary person. As much as sometimes you may wish you were ordinary, you're not, because your dad or your parents are being called into a holy call. So you need to understand that, first of all. Second of all, we are all very different. from temperament, from personalities, from exposure, from I've seen on your pod, some people express that the time that they even come into ministry. Some people are born while their parents are pastors or ministers. Some people were born before the parents came into ministry. So the lifestyle pre-ministry and then post-ministry will determine how they behave or react to certain things. But what I would say is that we need to respect the call. We need to know what comes with the call. And also we need to, as much as we have to be ourselves, we also need to be able to know that we are public figures, or our parents are public figures. And it's not just because you're a PK or your father or your mother is a minister or hold a special position in the church. Even in the secular world, public servants are called to different expectations. You can't be a public servant or your mayor and their children are doing certain things. The public has a right to criticize you, to scrutinize your actions. So we should not feel like we have been treated unfairly, or there's the gap between the old generation and new generation. Like I think you were insinuating that there was some kind of conservatism in the older generation compared to the newer generation.
I mean, it is true.
No, but sin has always been sin. Sin has been there.
But that's not sin. That's not sin. That is, I don't think that is sin. That's not where I'm coming from. The liberalism to live freely and sin. So I think culturally, times have changed. When the times change, the culture of the society, or how the society moves and how things are done, differs, right? When we're little, I don't think you could even tell your dad or tell dad, hey, da 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 da, if you disagreed with something. You couldn't even say it. You are not allowed to even voice your opinion when you were a kid. It's not the same this time, because kids nowadays will question everything. When they see it, when they hear it, why is this happening? Why is this person doing this? So, and I don't think that is wrong. It's never wrong. We should have a questioning attitude, at least for our generation, because because if you don't do it, they're going to go somewhere else. And I've seen it that it's been the case for many PKs, because if they don't understand it, they don't know why this is happening, then they switch off and they think our parents are pretending, or this thing is a sham. That's what I'm. That's where the question is. How? Because me, you, Stephanie, we are like, oh geez, this is we understand it, but not a lot of people do, regardless whether they were born in or they came into it.
So the question is, are they allowed to question?
The question is, how are we bridging that? I understand where you're coming from and saying it's a noble call, it's a noble position. But because it's noble, that's why we have to have a way of making sure it's relevant in the times that we're in.
So I understand now. Addressing that question, first of all, I want to say that we need to have open communications at home, because apart from the fact that we are, and I'm speaking to our fathers and our mothers, that we are ministers or they are ministers, you need to be able to create that atmosphere at home for questions to be asked, for questions to be addressed, for concerns to be, expressed. So let's have that. And tying that to what you had said earlier on about mentoring and PK to PK, I think that we also need to build a network of PKs, because it's not every question that, maybe even the way parents would address it now may be different from what the offspring or the PK is expecting. So when you have that network of older, like I'm in my 30s. You guys may be in your 20s or whatever. Let me enjoy my 30s.
Is the way she was. She's in her 30s. Like you're an auntie. That's okay. You're okay to be in your 30s. You have
let me enjoy before it slides over. But hey, whatever. But yes, let's build a network of PKs, because then you can your parents could explain something, but you still may not get the full understanding. But somebody who has lived that path or lives that path may be able to comfort you, even if there is no understanding to what they're saying. You could be comforted by sharing the same sentiment or sharing the same experience with somebody else. And I think that helps to bridge the gap or to help the new generation PKs or even younger ones who are coming up, because it's not an easy call, no matter how you see it. It's not an easy call. It's a holy call. It's a call to people to serve. It's not going to be easy, no matter where you are. Even if you are placed on third heavens, you're still gonna have some difficulty as long as you're relating to people and you're serving. So
Yeah.
there's gonna be issues, but I think that when we have that openness at home, and we really really ask our parents to open that up, because I know we know that they are busy and stuff, but if they open that channel of communication at home and also create opportunities for PKs to relate to each other, like your other pastors, you create opportunity to be friends so that the children can be, we can share our unique experiences and learn from that. I think that would be great.
I want us to dive deeper into that, the second aspect of PKs connecting with PKs. Do Can you speak on this? Are there opportunities, do you think, within at least our church, are there opportunities for PKs to relate in place, or is this something that we could do better? Maybe as PKs, us as PKs, should we work to do better in creating structures, creating opportunities for us to mingle with other PKs? Because I don't know, from where I sit, from well, do I want to say from where I sit? Um, it's kind of, we know how to reach out to each other on social media, but I think we could go deeper. We could do more. But yeah, let's speak on the opportunities that are already there, and if we could even do more.
Better, yeah. Yeah, I think there are opportunities there. For me, growing up, I went to Pentecost Preparatory School in Kumasi. So that, for me, I had that, whether intentional or unintentionally. In our school, there was a lot of other PKs that went there, or even
AKA PPS. Those that don't know is
PPS.
PPS. You've probably heard it more than enough here.
Yeah, so I went there. It's in Kumasi. They have branches, and mostly it's in Ghana, other countries too. I think in the US they're trying to start up other Pentecost schools too. But
Yeah.
that was opportunity for me personally growing up. So I know a lot of my, other brothers and sisters who are also PKs, and that helped. Also, I know that some areas and some districts, the ministers create, especially at the area level, they create opportunities for PKs to get together, like maybe end of year parties or something that's not strictly like church, but social hangouts for PKs to be able to connect and relate. And I know that especially is very prevalent in Ghana. I also know that even here in the US, I've been part of. Uh, there was once time that I was invited to a PK sort of meeting. It was on Zoom that I think there's been a one time opportunity for me where I've been part of something like that. So I think we need to be more conscious about that and create that opportunities. There is definitely room, especially if you're talking about other areas in the world, like um, maybe we are in the US here. So in the United States, there would be, I think there's room for improvement where we could really foster that growth and foster that community.
The
And
reason
also,
why, oh, sorry to cut you off. Continue.
yeah, so we need to be able to know resources and be able to point people to the resources.
The
Yeah.
reason the reason why I even asked that too is I've heard many suggest PK retreats. But I've also heard the fear if you do PK retreats, you'll have to do elders, children's retreats. Like you don't want to leave anybody out. But how effective would like actually having a PK retreat be? And would do you think it would be a good way for us to bond more, or we don't necessarily need those things? Maybe online now, the online resources that we have is good enough.
Oh, in person is always great. There is power in, the human relations is very powerful for our growth. And so I would definitely vote for that if I were to vote on that. As far as it being technical, as with the demographics and who needs to attend and whatnot, I think it should be open to leaders' children, because our experiences are similar. There
Right.
might be just a slight variations, but our experiences are similar. But definitely, it should be open, but it should be, we can start off with the PKs, but it should be open to other ministers like Pensa. I was really happy to see that, other even in our bus there were students from Presbyterian Church, Apostolic Church, who came to Pensa. So
Wow.
yeah, that we're not Pentecost members. And it was legit. It wasn't like influenced, like the course to come. They really wanted to come because they're part of Pensa on campus. And so I feel like when we open it up, it, it's good to, absorb other people too. But it would
Yeah.
also be a good start for that. So maybe we should, you guys can start something. It doesn't have to be coming from our fathers and our mothers. Just start. Just say, hey, if you're interested, if you're PK interested, we are doing a Zoom hangout today from 8 to 9. Hey, I'll be there. Talk about anything, everything. That one is
Yeah,
not going to be
right.
posted.
Yeah, right.
I think that's something that should actually be started. I do
Yeah.
think that would be great. And I think PKs are also looking for opportunities to mingle, find people to share experience, similar experiences with. Sorry. So something for our leaders to consider. I guess we're throwing it out there. Let's consider that and see
Yeah.
what
Stephanie,
happens.
you are deaconess. All of you are church leaders. You are the
You're
leaders.
you're our elder, so
Me,
please.
me.
But I think since you guys have started this, maybe it's interesting that how it came up in the conversation now. But it won't be a bad thing to even do a Zoom one day, because some of your guests may just be, you could have the benefit of multiple people who are resourceful and may come
Mhm.
and share ideas and help, bond with others and be able to strengthen that community. So I think once in a while, really, you don't need to contact anybody to do it. It could be personal or something, because the Lord has laid this on your heart already. You could just start. And even if it's one person there, that God has a way of, reaching people and doing things. So I think it's such a great thing that's come up, and you guys should pursue it.
Agreed. And on this topic, I will throw it out there that UK, the minister's children there, they actually have something that is actually active and consistent. So I know we have PKs watching us on Europe side. Reach out to another PK and connect there. And even some of us here, even in the US, we tune in. I know people from Ghana tune in as well. So they're doing great work there. I love the bond, the love, the unity there. Keep it up. But if you're a PK in the Europe area, especially, that's what's going on. So just wanted to share that with us.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, let's go to the fun stuff. It's like your people are professionals and our audience don't like they
No, we
want
have
they
to
want
give them
fire.
some educational side sometime, give them some insight, some knowledge, yeah, of seriousness.
Anywho, you
Yeah.
have you have gotten it. The PK delay. Oh, you say you're not PK delay anymore. Eh?
No, please.
I think I Anywho, yeah. So this is Kiss. What was your favorite? What's one of the things you loved about being church princess?
Okay. First of all, I'm not a church princess. You stole that term from me.
See?
That is that that is something that somebody, I heard that some people described me at one time. That
Wow.
I did not like it. In fact, I did not like it. And I think for a long time, I never really disclosed that I'm a PK. My parents, um, the way ministry have been, I really didn't live with them after maybe elementary school. So I've been going solo, living with others and stuff, and so I didn't see the need to always be saying that me and my cousin say mene. When you see somebody say mene, like you're trying to introduce yourself. My dad is no. We're not gonna go through that part.
Yo, that one once told me when I go anywhere and I see any, I should go and introduce myself and go and say, hey,
yeah, because they want to know that, like, the parents want to know that when you go somewhere, like, it's they are brothers and sisters in ministry. So my brother will know that you're also here. When they see, oh, your child met your child here, she's doing fine. I think it's a good thing. But I wasn't a fan of that. So anyway, this church princess thing. So I'm in church doing my business because that's all I know, and I love to do it. And I'm just, giving myself for the Lord and doing everything, and not knowing that it. I don't even know. This thing is too sensitive. That some people thought that, I guess, like I'm the one that they call for everything or something, and like I don't even know how to say this is too sensitive. I can't talk about it yet.
Hold on, sis. Was it like not utro who beat to them, or was it like you were always selected or favored?
No, Meme Charming. I mean, what do I have to show? I don't have anything to show. So it's like okay, in church, me personally, I go to church. That's all I know. Yeah. And I'm solo. My parents are not here. The church is all I know. I go there for everything. So if you go to church early and there's open prayer, they'll call you. If praises, you call you. If Meku, I'll go. And so if there is an opportunity for me to listen, and of course, and this applies to everybody. It's not just because I'm a PK. I think the people who said it didn't even know that I'm a PK. They just thought that I'm called to do a lot of things because I'm available. And as you stay in the church and you do the feet of God, you grow. And so you might be, fit too. The Bible says that if you set yourself apart, you might be. I'm not saying that I'm perfect or anything like that, but some people saw it as that and described me that way. But as I'm talking about it now, too bad. I'm a church princess. Why not? Yes, I am. Yes, give it.
Don't worry. You're Jesus' baby girl.
Yes. I delete everything I said and say, yes, I'm a church princess. Yes, how do I feel about it? I feel great. Because it bothered me for a while, and now as I'm talking about, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, what's my problem? If I'm a church princess, what is it? I'm okay with it.
What? So you are
it
telling
wasn't because I'm putting myself out there or I'm made sure me home or something like that. It was literally because you will see me a lot in church doing a lot of different things. That's it. I wanted to, I was doing translation and then, and different things like that. But I don't see how that even qualifies someone to be a princess.
But for someone to see that as a bad thing, it's shocking.
Yeah.
To try to ridicule you because of that, it's actually very shocking. But I'm glad that didn't stop you from serving and doing what you were doing in church.
Yeah. But it did bother me though. It did. And I think maybe we should address it because I know that the place where it came from, it's not good. And I think some PKs may be experiencing that if you decide to be committed and supportive towards your parents' ministry, sometimes it can be looked at as if you're doing too much or you are in people's face or you are doing. And in my case, my parents are not being close to me. I was literally on my own doing things in the church and serving the Lord as I know. In fact, I didn't even think about it as serving the Lord is whatever, But if you are in that position, if you are with your parents and you're supporting you're blessed and you are supporting your parents' ministry and you are involved in the church and this is the time. Bible says there are times and seasons for everything. Mm-hmm. There will be a time. So this is the time for you to do that. Don't let anybody discourage you. Don't let the name callings discourage you. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're doing too much in the house of God or because you're a PK. In fact, it's a no jeta when you say, period.
Even with what you're saying, it's interesting because I grew up, I'm so used to always serving. So when I got to the point of getting married, moving away from my parents who actively just, it wasn't even intentional, but they just involved us. When I got married, I moved on my own, and I had even my son. It was just like I'm not doing what I love. Like I wish I had something to do. I actually missed those opportunities. So I would encourage people, while you can serve now, please serve, because when you're not serving, when you find yourself idle, if that feeling, I even felt like God must be disappointed with me. I'm not doing enough. But serving is not a bad thing. It's even an honor, and it's so fulfilling. So I
Yeah.
really wish people would see it like that.
Yeah. And whilst we are here, maybe we should tackle the other side too. Don't let that the fact that you're PK or doing something in the church make you feel or think that you're better than others. We are all not. And I think sometimes, as far as people may be, as you know, people may be wrong, but sometimes too, they may have a reason why, or they may have had an experience from another place why they're saying those things. So let's make sure that while we are doing these things, we humble ourselves really. And I think that makes it a bit more powerful. I hope that I wasn't, in fact, my heart, I don't have any intention. In fact, I don't have whatever it takes to be proud. I don't think so, because me myself, I know myself. So if I have something to stand on, then I can say, "Oh, I'm this and that." And me, by grace of God, by good grace of God, I'm telling you. So I don't have anything. But yeah, to other people, if you have that, is just make sure that when you're serving, it's with humility. However high you go, you humble yourself, and it's just by the grace of God that you would be called to serve in any capacity. So let's look at it that way, and then God will bless us.
Beautiful.
Any benefits from being a PK?
Yes, of course. Of course. The Lord will bless you. The
Amen.
blessings of the Lord is on you already. In fact, when you read a Nyamia Semina, the Levites, they gave portions. All the tribes gave their portions to the Levites. So you have a rightful share. The Lord has already blessed you. The Bible says that to the Levites, the Lord gave himself to them. So you are blessed. That one is the first benefit. You're already favored. The second one is that, let's be real, the members, they love you, they like you, some of them, and not everybody. You shouldn't walk around thinking that, yes, you shouldn't walk around thinking that everybody loves you, you are the person. But those things, there are some favors that come with the fact that your parents are in ministry. If they were not in ministry, some people may not even be able to give you the favors that you get, even with some connections, some job, some offers, some networking. I think that is a great opportunity, and it's a great blessing that come with that. And really, we benefit from the honors that our parents have by the
Yeah.
grace of God. And so I think, along with all the challenges, there are good blessings, there are benefits, there are so you should walk proud and confident that you are on the Lord's side, you are part of the Lord's family, and don't let the challenges that come distract you or discourage you. They will come. They come in different shapes and sizes and forms, all kinds. But just know that there is also benefits and good things in serving the Lord, or even from your parents' dedication and commitment to serve the Lord. Yeah.
His Excellency will say, "Ma Mary said what? A social
Social
It's
capital.
social capital.
capital."
Yeah.
No, but I even want us to dive in here. First of all, we want to give love and appreciation to the members, because there are some really, like when we say destiny helpers, when we go to these different areas, there's actually destiny helpers, people who God has just laid it on their heart to take care and look out for the minister and their children. So we want to say a huge God bless you to them. And I just want us to just even just dwell on this topic, because while you were talking, I remember times where this lady, for example, every Christmas, she didn't have to, but she would take me and my siblings to the mall and buy us Christmas gifts and stuff. And there's people who have even helped through this ministry. The jobs that I've been able to secure, literally it's because of these church connections. And I think sometimes we as PKs take these things for granted. Sometimes, if we look on the negative side, some people feel like they are entitled to this. Like, well, duh, like you guys have to do this for me. But no, nobody has to look out for you the way they do. They don't have to take money out of their pockets to take care of you. So I want us to really talk about, appreciating it and also taking advantage of these people, taking advantage in a good way of these people that God has brought into our lives and honoring them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you, David, you can even speak to it. David is my younger brother, and we have, like, for my I think my middle school JSS and high school, somebody took care of me. It wasn't my school fees, and they would say, well, tuition. We went to private schools, and it was paid off by someone. They were not my parents. It didn't come from my parents' pocket. Well, they didn't have it. And for David, they were taking care of, I don't know, my parents might be able to give that detail, took care of our whole tuition until he came to college. And so, and there are, even when I came to the US, my parents here in America, they have taken me, and not because of my own merit. I'm sure when they got to know my background as a minister, as a PK, that I'm here by myself, they took me in. They've taken other people in, but they have taken care of me even till today. Shout out to Marvero and that Ketri, and and that Poku, the Poku. Like, there's so many
Yeah,
people,
the Raymond.
really. And that's what David was named. They were named after the Raymond Poku, and he's taking care of us. And so many other people who have taken care of pastors' children, like taking them, paid. Sometimes maybe your parents may not even tell you that the money or whatever they get to support you are coming from people. So definitely, God bless all COP members and Christians who really take care of the children of ministers. Without that support, we will not be here.
Facts. I mean,
Definitely.
that is
And you were
100%.
naming names. I don't even. Sorry, I don't want to name names, but when you were naming one person that also took me in when I went to do my master's, I didn't stay on campus. But one other PK, her name is Sister Grace. She took me in, literally fed me, allowed me to stay at her place the whole entire time. And people like that, we really want to say God bless you. There's so many other people. So if we didn't mention your names, please don't feel some type of way. But your reward is in heaven. God
Yeah.
bless.
And if you're a PK, and then just pick up the call and call somebody who has shown you a favor. Don't, like Steph was saying, don't think that it's you're entitled to it. Like, think about it. If it wasn't by the grace of God, the call and all these things, where would you have met these people? So you're not entitled nowhere. And so just take an opportunity, including myself. I probably need to make some calls, because sometimes as we grow and we forget, but we really need to appreciate them, let them know that we see their help and all that God used them to do. And we really, really appreciate them. So, hey, after watching this thing, make sure you call someone to say thank you who have shown you, buy you the iPhones and all that stuff, just thank them.
And if nobody is coming to your side and you are wanga wanga,
If you are in a place where you haven't seen some of these benefits, wait, your time will come.
Destiny helpers are coming.
Yes, yes. And sometimes too, we think that other people's experience should be our own experience. The fact that somebody paid for my tuition doesn't mean that somebody also got some benefit that I haven't gotten. So your benefit might be different from what I may have received. And so God provide. Maybe you are in a place where your dad is blessed already. That wouldn't need that one, but God takes care of all of us. And that, I have to say, that we serve a faithful God. Really, we serve a faithful God. Our experiences and situations may be different, but God takes care of his own. So if you don't have this, just know that there's something that you have, or God is preparing you for another blessing. So feel encouraged.
Mrs. Kiss, as we round up on the episode, one topic that we've seen it's being repeated in all our episodes is like the faithfulness of God. They nobody has said it explicitly maybe, but when you watch the episodes, there's a theme, a reoccurring theme of the faithfulness of God. If someone is to ask you, Mrs. Kiss, as a PK, how has God been faithful to you? What would you say and what would you share?
Wow. God has been faithful to me. It's a long story. I don't know if you have time for it, but I think I may have mentioned that I didn't live with my parents after elementary school. And you know, my parents have been in ministry for almost 32 years now. They're on their way to retiring from active service, and we thank God for their lives and what God used them for. But during that period, they had, if you are in COP, which is of Pentecost, they do go through periodic transfers, lasting 4 to 5, 6 years at a location, and then they move to another place. So for school going children, that can be a challenge sometimes, depending on where you are transferred to. So my parents were they've been in ministry in remote areas in Ghana, and also they were missionaries in Guinea-Bissau, and also they came back to Ghana. So with all of that, I was moved to stay with people and to go to school in different places. And looking back, I would say that the way I was young, and maybe one thing I have to say about the faithfulness of God before even going really deep into it is that I was really numbed from that whole experience. When I say numbed, now that I'm grown, I feel a man who said, hey, it was a tough situation that I had been through. And while I was going through that, I really didn't feel it as I'm feeling it now. And that is what I pray for ministers, especially missionaries and their children, that pray that the Lord will numb them in experiences where it's maybe it's not so perfect an experience, that they wouldn't see that the consequences or the things that they are going through.
The challenges. Mhm.
Yes, they won't know it. Nyame bɛfrɛ wo m'ani wɔ ho. Because I looking back at my life, and that is what I saw. That the things that I went through, and I thank God for all those families that allowed me to stay with them, and that nurtured me, that parented me, that helped me along the way, and supported me while my parents were away in ministry in other towns and cities. But I did not feel. All I know is my dad and my mom are pastors. They've been transferred here, and I will miss them. But it wasn't the focus, something strong enough to even bring me any psychological distress. It did not. Now that I'm older, and I'm looking back, I'm like, how did I do that? How did I go through all these things and not feel it and not know the weight of it until now? And so looking back at all those things and where the Lord took us, I've been to Ankasa Methodist School, I've been to PPS, I've been to sorry. I've been to Yasanto Secondary School in Ghana. All those places, I was staying with different people. And then I went to be with my cousins in Accra before moving to the United States. Before that's where I came to college. And even that process, it was like almost unlikely that I was even ever going to come to the US for college. And the Lord saw me through all of that. And what I'm saying to buttress the point of the faithfulness of God is that through all my journey has been very unlikely compared to where I am right now. You couldn't have predicted that where I had been, I would be where I am right now by the grace of God. So wherever you are, just know that however wherever they send your parents to, wherever they transfer your parents to, from Canada to Asankragwa, it doesn't matter. The Lord will orchestrate all those things to work out for your good. I am telling you, this is not stories. And it's not just in my own life. I've seen other PKs. I told you I went to school, basically Pentecost Preparatory School,
Okay.
with a lot of PKs. So I know a lot of my cohort. And no matter where they are everybody is doing well, no matter where their parents. However, some
Yeah.
people, the transfers was like S plus zigzag plus Y, then it does that, then it's that. No matter where
Some
you
people
send,
went to overseas, Afran plains.
yes, some planes and different places. Like I told my dad had been to where my dad started off at Ankasi, then he went to Wa in Upper West region. Then from Wa he went to Guinea-Bissau. Then he came back from Guinea-Bissau as a missionary after 6 years to Kwekuma. No, Pristia. Then he went to Pristia. Then I think he was there for a couple years. Then he was transferred to Kwekuma in Takrady. Then from Takrady he went to Bekwai. Bekwai. Then after Bekwai he went to Atebubu. And from Atebubu he went to Ejoso. I mean, look at that. Somebody who has gone to all these places, and look at me here, sitting here. Like, you would think from where my parents have been, this is not geographically where I'm supposed to be located right now, honestly. Look
Sis,
at,
sis, you speak about this experience with so much grace. And I've heard people who their parents have been sent to missions. Just I've heard people speak about transfers and how life was almost to the extent of bitterness, like they feel so much bitterness. What was your focus, like what was your mindset? I know you're saying you're praying that they become numb, but what advice would you give to a PK who feels like that or is going through, they feel like transfers is just ruining their life, ruining their family life, there's instability, they have to live with different people, whether the experience is pleasant or unpleasant. What would you tell them their focus should be in such a season?
I would say that look up to God. I think the fear of God is very important. Apart from everything, I think that by the grace of God, whenever my parents we get together, they will tell you about the fear of God. And that helped to ground me. And that helps also for you to understand, to rely on God, really, to rely on God. Because I never um really thought of I depend on God. I
Yeah.
remember when I was in those situations, even in experiences where it wasn't pleasant, it helped me grow as a Christian, really. Because I remember I used to read a lot of Psalms because it comforted me. It said, God, you are my helper. I have nobody. And as much as I was praying all those prayers, I wasn't feeling sad per se, but I really knew that God was everything I got. And
Mhm.
I wasn't saying it because it was a good prayer, because really, he was all I got. Like, really, that was my only and last resort. So, for my brothers and sisters, just know that rely on God, depend on God. Your parents could be transferred to the best places in the world, but you may not have a good experience there. You could be with your parents 24/7, and your life could be short of what you imagined. But because your parents can't give you what God can give you. So
Mhm.
don't rely on transfers. Don't, I know that it's probably easier said than done for some people, but really is the truth. If it wasn't the truth, I wouldn't be saying it. Don't rely on where your parents are taken. And sometimes even if you go there, God has a way. The Bible says that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord. And so just know that if I went to Ankase and Kasi, like I some of my it helped me to read Tree Bible, because the mission house was right next to us. And we'll go to church and they read Tree Bible. And Kasi is predominant, it's in Ashanti region. They read Tree. And that, if you see me these days, I haven't done it, but I've done interpretations before, translations for church service and stuff. And that background, that time that was in Ankasi, is where I can relate that to. I read Tree Bible. I was in Tree Church. Tree, like ain't it mano ate. To whom I can say I'm sorry, but can't experience it. But if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be where I am today, or some of the opportunities that have been presented to me. I wouldn't have that. And I've lived with other people, so I'm able to also live anywhere. So some of these experiences, I beg with you, kind of say, plead with you with the message of God that just go through it, knowing, trusting, believe it, that God will work it all for your good. And sometimes it will be hard. sometimes you wouldn't see the light after the tunnel, but just, read the Psalms, read the Bible, let God know that He's your helper, and really He will help you to the end.
Amen.
This one, after this speech, we have to cut it and then send it to the pastors after white paper every year. Play it for
What
your
did
children.
what did Prophet Cancom say when the transfers were coming? There's this
Oz-
video. Oh, Bianca
Ozo-
Nakuma.
Obianca na continue.
Yeah, I think it's God works it all out. God
Yes.
works it all out. I'm telling you, bro. Like, please don't get discouraged. I know if you are young, PK, you might be thinking, yeah, whatever. But I'm telling you, I'm not sugarcoating this. It will work out for your good. You will end up well. God will not shortchange you. I'm telling you. And don't think that
I think
Nyame,
send us a picture of, I can find it, the before and after. Everybody, you will see. I'll put it on. I'll put it up here for you to see
yeah,
who Mrs. Kiss was and who she is now, so that
yeah.
you
By
know
the
that.
grace of God, yes. I have still, I'm still in my wealth accumulation years. Very soon I'll get into my acquisition years.
$30 billion.
Yes, Jaspon, Zoom Lion.
Mhm.
Yes, I got inspired from his message at Pensa. So I'm still going, and I'm gonna get better and better. But believe me, even the little that I have today, based on where I've been, I couldn't have deserved that. And so I am very grateful and very content with what God has done and what God will continue to do. So I want you all to be encouraged. If you're listening, you're PK or you're a leader's child, feel like your parents are not there and all that, God is our ever present help in trouble. Always so close to us. He can provide you with everything more than your parents can.
Mhm.
So when they are not physically there, when they are not emotionally there, just trust God and He will take you through. Sometimes when you're going through it, you wouldn't even know that God is holding your hand. But after you've been through it, you know that this would have, it just, nyame pene be to me, I say, because what I've been through, I don't know how I got out. And that will be your testimony.
Wow. So y'all, this is literally a big sis for all leaders watching, a big sis who has been through it, who has experienced it. And she's telling you firsthand that everything will be okay. Just
Yes,
rely on God. That's the lesson here, guys.
yes, yes.
Our fathers, the pastors, our mothers, let our brothers and sisters do.
Yeah.
Everything will be
Everything will be, will be all right.
be all right.
Will be all right.
And
And I want
I
to say this too. Go ahead, Steph.
no, I was just gonna say that it's really heartwarming to hear you speak like this because I do feel like the notion is there that PKs we speak so bitterly about what we're going through, but I want I like for people to get to witness or hear this too. I think it will encourage people and change a lot of mindsets.
Oh
So that's why
yes.
I appreciate this conversation.
Yes. And I think for our pastors who are coming into ministry now, I'm no expert or anything like that. I'm just speaking as your child, who have grown. And so I can give that insight. I know that the transfers come with a lot of anxiety, especially in COP is what I'm talking about. In other ministries, I don't know what they do. But even in other ministries, even if you're on one station for a long time, for our global audience, sometimes ministry takes you away. And you may have a lot of pastors do have that common anxiety of leaving your children, leaving your spouses, that thing, because of the nature of ministry. But I really want to, if that makes you feel any better, after reading the word of God, which is our ultimate comfort, that please just trust the Lord. Trust the Lord. Trust the Lord. I think I saw some of your um episodes with Samuel Nyamiche that was talking about um they went with their parents every step of all the transfers. However, God leads you. And I think just go with it. Even if they put you are transferred to go and minister in the lion's den with the lions, and the Lord tells you to take your children there, take them there. take them there. Maybe they will become lion champions. Yes. I just had to put something on it. But they will become zookeepers. They will have the biggest zoo of lions. But anyway, no, what I'm saying is that don't be afraid. If the Lord leads you, me, my parents, I didn't follow them. And God has a way of keeping all of us. But I want to set your heart at ease. I know that a lot of people are on their way to their new stations now in COP. And there's a lot of logistics going on, where to place which kid, and sometimes when you say "Obano ya kura bonepa, kura odede kokura usu." It's not like that's a real issue. But one yet, and so like yeah, the transfer yeah, but you can't take them, or all these things they go through. Our fathers and mothers go through a lot. Sometimes because of us, the way we are, because we haven't accepted. When you have a 5-year-old who hasn't still accepted the Lord Jesus as their Savior, it's very hard to place them. And so they go through all that. It's not like they don't have the resources. They are concerned about what they are dealing with at home and how other people and how it affects the ministry. But I just want to put your heart at ease. Just pray to God, and however God leads you, just do it. If God leads you to take them with you, even if there is no school there, God will find that experience will enrich their lives. That experience, God will make sure that comes together. So please be encouraged. If you want to talk and get any, please, you can reach out to me. I'll be, we
have to do a PK consortium now.
I'll just go with you.
You know what would be amazing? Even just because from the story she shared, if we're able to compile like PKs talking about the faithfulness of God in their lives, I think people have stories to share.
Yeah.
And it will actually encourage us.
Yes.
As a whole. Very fair. It would be nice.
Yeah. God has been faithful, really. God has been faithful. There's nobody who has served the Lord who has been at a loss at the end. Me may say, Nyame only de be on yesika no koba for it, because only Nyame tonchia Nyame bedino. It's only Nyame like if he cast law, he said, God, if you do this, I'll give you this.
Yeah,
God will always do it. So just trust that, and God will always do it. God Nyame obedu. So just trust it.
So didn't your big sister do a wonderful job today? I love it. No, we want to hear you say it. Don't do that.
I don't want to be, I'm not going to say anything. You see what I deal with. You see what I deal with.
You came and said she's annoying, but she should come and say yours.
Yeah,
how you are at home.
It's the grace of God where you see this one. You see how David is Otuo. You people call him Otuo. I don't know if I like that name, whatever. But at the end of the day, look at this. If my dad were to place him, if it's all prayer and God's grace that is moving him around, and all of you are sharing this thing, how would we be here? So it's all to the testament of the faithfulness of God.
Anyways, we will sing of the goodness of God, like CC Wine said.
Yes.
Always, because he's been so faithful. He's been so good.
Yes.
Anywho, thank you, Big Sis, for coming up and pouring some honey and oil on the tin. Yeah. As we're getting ready for the transfers, this is kind of like a good thing for everybody to kind of listen, marinate on it. While we're doing the appreciation, we are thanking all the people that are appreciating our pastors, our fathers, and our mothers. So if you are appreciating, you also appreciate some more. And then also pray for them. Like pray. You don't know where somebody's son is. You don't know where somebody's daughter is. You don't know what somebody is going through. They're thinking of which school. Now they're moving and everything. Like, it's a lot. But in all, I think they know that they have taken the Lord's work and the Lord is their portion. But the support was always welcome. But PK Podcast, guys, we love you guys for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, comment, share, like.
Comment. We want to hear your views. Please comment. Please. We want to engage. So please, I beg you, comment.
Exactly. Exactly. And there are more great guests coming up. More great conversations coming up. Mrs. Kiss will come again. Maybe the 10th episode. We'll break her up. She's like the PK experts consulting, whatever. PK LLC.
I share my experiences.
PK LLC. She says she doesn't want to start her own YouTube again.
No, you have to.
Why are you saying that? Don't say it again.
We'll piggyback her onto the PK part. So, guys, thank you for watching. This was the real one. God bless you and see you.
God bless you. Thank you for having me.
So,
why you go on transfer?
ATV Suro. Debbie.